Well, hello, Eagles, and welcome to the 2019-2020 Sports Awards ceremony and celebration. We all know this is not what we had planned. We were going to have a nice big dinner in our NPR and celebrate all our wonderful athletes and all the accolades that have been earned this year. But our friend COVID-19 had different plans, and this is our virtual ceremony. During today's ceremony, you will see all of your favorite coaches talking about their seasons, talking about all the awards that were won, just as we normally would if we were all meeting together. Just a few things in review before we start. We had a great year this year. Our middle school and varsity volleyball teams each won district titles yet again. Our football team clawed their way back into the playoffs this year after a 2-year absence. Our boys varsity basketball team also made another basketball playoff appearance, this time getting a win in the bi-district round in thrilling fashion on Valentine's Day in Waco. We have a state champion mascot again. Our varsity cheerleaders were able to wrangle their way into the Final Four of the state competition. And there were many, many, many individual awards in which you are about to see and receive again from your favorite coaches. Before we go into the awards and start meeting the coaches, let's talk a little bit about one particular group, the unheralded student manager and trainer group, headed again by our wonderful representative from Texas Health, Coach Trina Childers. I'd like to give you a list of those names involved. In the middle school, we had Mr. Cole Jeffries and Miss Sierra Wheeler helping out in football and girls basketball. The high schoolers involved were Chris Pops Kelly, Austin Hill, Mackenzie Daniel, and Loretta Thorman in varsity football. We also had George Robertson for varsity baseball this year, Alexander Neff, Peyton Scalf, Mackenzie Daniel, and Loretta Thorman in varsity boys basketball, and Miss Cameron Duffy helped us out with varsity girls basketball. All of these trainers and managers do things throughout the season, helping the coaches, helping the players. They get no credit. No one gives them the due of what they do, but practices and games could not happen without this group of young people and their leader, Coach Trina. So make sure when you see these young people in and about the hallways or out in the community, make sure you're thanking them for everything that they do for us. They don't particularly get awards and certificates. Everything that they get comes from our kudos and our thank yous. So a big thank you to our student trainer and manager program for everything they've done for us in the 2019-2020 season. With that, we're going to go ahead and start the ceremony and celebration with our middle school cheer awards with Coach Elizabeth Lewis this year. Take it away, Elizabeth.
Hey everyone, this is Coach Lewis presenting Middle School Cheer Awards. First of all, I want to just let you know you had a wonderful season, girls. We had to go through some weather. As you remember, we were burning up, sweating hot at the beginning of the year. I thought some of you were going to have a heat stroke. To the ending, we were so cold, we had several layers on us. So y'all made it through a great season of weather there. Your performances at your halftime were awesome. You improved so much. I'm so proud of y'all. All right, so I'm going to tell you your awards. So your awards this year for middle school cheerleaders, we have Spirit of Cheer for Brenly Wiley, Heart of Cheer, Ellison Lynchy. I'm sorry if I do not pronounce that correctly. Cheerleader of the year is Jordan Foster. Most Improved, Destiny West. Best Technique is Summer Jones. And then I have 3 All-American cheerleaders, Jordan Foster, Lily Stolman, and Leighton Crum. Thank you so much for letting me coach you this year. Had a great year. Y'all have an awesome summer. Love you, miss you, bye.
Hi guys, I'm here to do varsity cheer and varsity mascot awards for this school year. I'd like to start off with Freshman of the Year. And Freshman of the Year is Miss Alyssa Williams. Congratulations. The next award that we would like to give is the Most Improved and Most Coachable Award. And at the varsity level, that goes to Miss Whitney Webb. Next, I would like to give the Varsity Cheerleader of the Year, and that special and prestigious award goes to Miss Manning Biggerstaff. I would also like to go on to mascots. The most spirited mascot is Madison Lilly. The mascot and state champ of the year goes to Ryder Ashlock. I would also like to recognize the All-American mascots and cheerleaders. Those that received the award are Manning Biggerstaff for varsity cheer, Ryder Ashlock, Chandler Frith, and Madison Lilly for mascot. Great year, everybody. I hope you have a safe and fun-filled summer. Bye, y'all.
Hi, I am Coach Baxter. I had the pleasure of coaching the two middle school volleyball teams along with Coach Flavio. And so we were really excited about this season. We also coached last year, and it was just so cool to watch the girls come back out and be able to improve so much. Our B team made leaps and bounds, and we ended up having a winning season this year, which was really exciting, especially because most of the girls on the B team had never even played volleyball before this season. So to have a winning season was huge. And then our A team, of course, did another incredible job this year. We ended up winning a tournament at Dallas Christian and actually won the entire district tournament, which was really exciting as well. So we were very, very proud of the girls. And so it was very hard to have to choose these awards because all the girls did so great and developed so much over the season. So we will go ahead and start with B team first. Our MVP is going to go to Leighton Kroom. Again, she had never played before, but watching her be able to discover her overhand serve and how to hit and things like that was really, really cool to watch. So she's going to get our MVP award this year. Our Offensive Player of the Year goes to Maharet Elias. She had never touched a volleyball before, but could automatically overhand serve, which was incredible. And so she could just get point after point in our games, which was really beneficial and helpful to our team. So Maharet, congrats on Offensive Player of the Year. Most improved goes to Macy Craddock. Macy actually played for us last year, and so it was really exciting to watch her be able to get her serves and just to have so much confidence on the court. And so we were really excited to be able to award Most Improved to Macy. And then last but not least, Outstanding Hustle is going to go to Jordan Foster. It didn't matter what the score was. It didn't matter what was going on in practice. If there was something that needed to be done, Jordan was doing it 100%, which as a coach you love to watch. So congrats, Jordan, on getting Outstanding Hustle. So that is our B team awards. Our A team, first of all, we have our Most Improved, which goes to Claire Urbanki. Claire had never played volleyball before, but she was a natural athlete and came out, ended up being our libero and just rocked it. She was intense and competitive and wanted to do well, so she worked really, really hard and ended up making our A team and did an incredible job this season. So Claire got Most Improved. And then we actually had two MVPs this year, and we got two different 8th graders that are going to share that. And that goes to Maddie Marshall and Summer Jones, who both did an incredible job this season in their different positions and were amazing leaders as well, so we couldn't have done it without them. So congratulations to y'all. We were really excited to watch them excel this year, and all the girls excel. So it'll be really cool to see what they do in high school. So that is all we have for middle school volleyball, and up next will be JV volleyball with Coach Haley Kane. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks, Coach Baxter, for passing the mic. I'm excited to talk about JV volleyball this year. We had an incredible year. Honestly, I went into it not knowing how it was going to turn out, and we didn't even know if we were going to have a JV volleyball team because of numbers. And then we were able, luckily, to form one. And I was actually looking back at the schedule today in our wins and losses and such, and I was reminded of so many memories of games where we fought hard and our girls played really, really well and had some really incredible wins. And I think about like the JV win at Legacy against Legacy Christian. What an incredible game. And then when we were in the tournament at Dallas Christian, winning both of those against two public school, or once against Legacy and then once against West Mesquite. And just looking over the whole season and having to, I remember at the end of the year, having to switch Madeline and Cameron and make sure that everyone just had this correct number of games that they could play in order to stay eligible. And there was a lot that was up in the air, but the girls fought really hard and came out at the end of the season really well. And so I'm so proud of them and so thankful that I got to coach them. And so because of that, I have some awards I would like to give. So we'll just start out. There's only HCA awards for the JV volleyball roster. So we have the MVP, the most valuable player for the year. That goes to Madeline Elston. This would be when I give the certificate, but here you go, Madeline. The second one is the offensive player of the year, and that award goes to Cameron Duffy. The next player, or the next award, is the defensive player of the year, and that goes to Jordan Davis. And then our next award is the most improved award, and that's going to go to Jessica Teal. And the last award is the Coaches Award, which is the character award, and that goes to Miss Cambry Wood. I'm so thankful to have taught or have coached and taught some or most of the girls this year. It was an incredible year and so fun just getting to see their perseverance in the way that they fight and that they really just had a passion for volleyball. And it was so fun to see them grow throughout the year. So I am thankful that I got to coach them and excited for what their future holds in volleyball and beyond. So I'm now passing the mic to Coach Walker for varsity volleyball.
Hello, Eagles. So glad we are still able to be here and celebrate such a deserving group of athletes. I wish we could do this in person, and I miss y'all a lot, but here we go. Before I get to the rewards, I wanted to recap our season together. I think it's easy to look at last year's season, so that 2018 season, and seeing almost a whole roster full of seniors graduate and be nervous about this past 2019 season, but I can honestly say I wasn't at all. One, we had such a solid foundation with our seniors and upperclassmen who were not only exceptionally talented on the court, but also had the leadership to guide these young new players. Which brings me to my second point, is that these young new players came into high school ready with already such good volleyball skills and ready to take some starting spots on the team. And that's exactly what happened, and it allowed us to go undefeated in district, whoop, whoop, with another district championship title. I think that's, 10 or 11 in a row, not exactly sure, you'd have to ask Coach Mack, and a 35-6 record. And then we were actually a runner-up in a TAPS tournament, so that was awesome. And we had some really great wins against some bigger schools, with us being only 3A. And I'll say, big picture, after 3 years of being with the Lady Eagles, this may be the most unified I've seen the team be in a long time. And while the season didn't end the way we wanted it to, with that loss in the second round of playoffs and me being sick and having to miss it, I couldn't be more proud of these girls and seeing them really learn to compete and to win and lose as a team together. But on to the good stuff with the awards. We are going to start first with the all-district awards. So for honorable mention, we have junior right side hitter Cameron Duffy and freshman middle Kat Morris. For the second team, we have both of our setters. We have freshman Madeline Elston and junior Whitney Webb. And then for the first team, we have senior middle Chloe Alden, freshman outside and defensive specialist Hannah Brazique, senior outside and defensive specialist Bella Schmuckel, and finally junior libero Kendall Todd. And then for the overall awards for the district, we had Freshman of the Year. HCA got to take that home with Hannah Brazique. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kendall Todd. I think that's at least her second time in a row of getting that award. And finally, the district MVP for the whole district was senior Bella Schmuckel. And I know that's at least the second time for her to receive that award. So they represented our district so well again this year. We had 3 selections for the All-State Awards. The All-State team, that's a huge honor, especially considering where we ended up finishing in the district or in the playoffs that people still recognize some of our great players. So second team was freshman Hannah Brazique. I think she was one of only 2 freshmen to receive All-State, to be on the All-State team. And then for the first team All-State, we have Kendall Todd and Bella Schmuckel. And I know that they're returning to that All-State team and continuing their legacy in the state as well. And then finally, we have just some in-house awards for the volleyball team that Coach Kane and I came up with. So I'll start off with Most Improved. We have Whitney Webb, a junior setter. Whitney, in the past 3 years, she's been on the JV team, and then she went to playing both on JV and varsity. And then this year, she was our starting setter on varsity and just really stepped up to the occasion to lead the team. It takes a certain character and confidence to be a starting setter on a varsity team, and she really embraced that and took in that role. For the Coaches Award for Character, was an easy pick for me. It was senior Chloe Alden. Chloe led the team by example, but then I also saw these leadership skills come this year with her just demanding perfection and awesomeness from her teammates and just led the team really well and made sure the team as a whole demonstrated good sportsmanship and good character. For the Offensive Player of the Year for HCA was freshman Hannah Brazique. When you look at Hannah and her skinny arms and legs, you think that girl cannot hit the ball very hard. She doesn't have the muscle, and you watch her, it doesn't take long to realize she has a very powerful swing. I'm not sure where it comes from. We're going to keep bulking her up in the arms, but very deserving of the Offensive Player of the Year and coming in as a freshman and just really showing out. It was really awesome. The next award I don't take lightly. In fact, I'm a firm believer that defense wins games. So the Defensive Player of the Year, without a doubt, is Kendall Todd, our libero. She saved us numerous times against some bigger teams that we faced some big hitters, and without her defense, there's no way, that the play can continue. It all starts with a good pass. So very, very grateful for Miss Kendall Todd on that one. She's definitely one to watch. And finally, our MVP for the team, and the district agreed as well, Bella Schmuckel, our senior outside and defensive specialist. So not only did Bella, produce offensively, but she was also a huge help defensively as well. Typically, when you have that big of a hitter, teams like to serve and like to hit at front row player that's playing back row, and she just delivered with every pass and serve receive. And then obviously on the front row, she made a big transition this year from playing middle, which she was used to playing, to being what we needed on the outside, and filling that role and filling it exceptionally well. So very proud of each of these girls, as well as the team as a whole. You know, there's only so many awards. I wish I could give all of y'all awards, but I'm super proud of these girls in the season that we had. I can't wait to see all of y'all in the future. And then next, for the next sport that we have up, we have middle school football. So we will be going to the legendary Craig Cooper for those awards.
All right, thank you, Coach Walker. Hey, this is middle school football. So just real quick, don't have a lot of time. Just wanted to thank Coach Selby and Coach Kane for all the help they put in for this team this year. They really made it that much more enjoyable. Really, they helped this team a whole lot. So thank y'all very much. Thank you, Cole, for being our trainer. Everybody doesn't understand just quite how hard of a job that is. So thank you very much, Cole, for the role that you played for our team. Just the season real quick, just, man, it started out slow, but, man, these boys fought hard and played well, and by the end of the season, and really did a great job. So we're all three very proud of them for the just how hard they played and way to fight back, and did a great job. So thank y'all. So 3 or 4 awards that I have to hand out real quick. We're going to go most improved, which could have been the whole team, because like I said, the team improved so much throughout the season. It was crazy. But want to just recognize Kaysen Wood. Kaysen just, he started out, slow and was new to tackle football. And the way he ended up the season, man, he's just going to be a dominant player the more he plays. So looking forward to what he's going to be able to do for this team next year. Outstanding hustle. Coaches talked, and we're going to give that to Peyton Shankles. Peyton had a tough role being the quarterback, and he was just a perfectionist and always wanted to get it right, and we got frustrated when he didn't. And but then on defense, man, when we put him in there to rush, he was just all over everybody. So really proud of Peyton, the way he played and really hustled. We have a coaches award, and it's going to be respectful. And just because this young man is very respectful, and that's Hayden Hefner. I'm really proud to be able to coach him the last 2 years. He's just an outstanding young man, and I really appreciate what he was able to bring and some leadership he was able to bring to this team. And he's always been very respectful to all of our coaches and his teammates. So thank you, Hayden. Our MVP is Cashton Selby. If you were at the games, you saw what Cash could do, offense and defensively. So he was a tremendous, part of this team to help us be able to succeed on the field. So, and he's an outstanding young man as well. And so he was very deserving of this MVP, and looking forward to what he can do to help this varsity next year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these 8th graders move up next year and help the varsity. And you 7th graders, this is your team now. So improve on what you did this year, make next season a lot better, and look forward to it, and can't wait to see you guys. So I know everybody's tired of this virtual stuff, but really can't wait to see you guys. So anyway, off to varsity football with Coach Mack. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you, Coach Cooper, and congratulations on another successful middle school football season. The 2019 varsity Eagles had a great season themselves. We'd like to start by telling everyone and thanking our wonderful coaching staff, Coach Brian Nevins, Coach Jack Kane, Coach Craig Cooper, again, what another great year for him, Coach Mark Selby, Coach Mike Pappy Breeden. A great staff full of great men, helping and guiding young men for bright futures. Our football season this year was very exciting. I think everyone that visited with us and came to a game could say that every one of our games was full of excitement, full of improvement. The young men improved week after week, starting with scrimmage 1 all the way to playoff game in week 13. It was a joy to coach these young men this year, watching them thrive for more and more knowledge and looking for more and more responsibility and how they could help the team be successful on the field. There was a lot of team responsibility this year, a lot of players making decisions on the field for the betterment of the team. And it was just really fun for myself and the coaches to watch all of the growth taking place. All that growth culminated in a playoff appearance for the first time in 2 years. The young men were very excited. They had set a goal of making the playoffs, and they attained that. The playoff game was played in Buckholz, Texas. For those of you who had never been, you can now say you've been to Buckholz, Texas. You can check that off. Another great 6-man venue, a wonderful bus ride to and from, and lots of good football. Although our Eagles got down early, they fought their way back, and with time running out, still had opportunity to win the game. And it just wasn't our day. However, the season was a very big success in many ways, and we are looking forward to next year's young group coming up to see if they can continue to show the growth and the knowledge of the sport that they love to play. And we wish our seniors of 2020 the best of luck in their endeavors. We'd like to thank everyone that helped us along the way, whether you worked a concession stand, whether you were on the chain gang, whether you helped announce games, toted audio equipment, or were just there to wish the boys luck and keep them with positive attitudes. With that, we'll move on to our awards. This year, we had a few all-district awards, and we will start with all-district honorable mention at wide receiver, Mr. Ethan Thomas. Second team offense receiver, Mr. Mason Thomas. At quarterback on the second team offense, Carson Biggerstaff. At running back on the second team, Mr. Colton Hudgens. And also tight end Cody McCafferty on second team offense. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, on the second team defense, we had Cody McCafferty for his work on the defensive line, linebacker Colton Hudgens, and defensive back Carson Biggerstaff, all on the second team defense for District 1. We also were honored to have the Freshman of the Year from our team in Mr. Ethan Thomas, Freshman of the Year, District 1. Now time to move on to our in-house football awards, the HCA Awards. This year, our Offensive Player of the Year went to a young man who made a lot of our calls and even changed a lot of our calls on the field, generally to better plays to make the team more successful. Our Offensive Player of the Year was Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. Our Defensive Player of the Year is a young man that's always around the ball. High energy. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going, and somehow he ends up finding the ball. Our Defensive Player of the Year this year, Mr. Colton Hudgens. We selected 2 players for most improved. They both are freshmen. From where they started the year in 2-a-days all the way to the final playoff game 13 weeks later. Our most improved players are Mr. Ethan Thomas and Will Constable. We gave out 1 coach's award this year. That award was defined as grit. We have a young man who started the year a little late, was injured in the first scrimmage, made it back to us midway through district play, continued to work very hard, and was a major contributor on each side of the ball. Our coach's award this year went to Mr. Mason Thomas. This year, our MVP went to a young man that didn't have as many statistics as some of the others on the offensive and defensive sides. The reason being, he played multiple positions. It's hard to gather rushing, receiving, passing, certain tackling, assists. It's hard to garner those statistics when you are moved around from position to position. Offensively, this young man played on the offensive line. He played some for us at center. He played split out. He played running back, and he was our third quarterback. Defensively, he played in the defensive backfield, he played at linebacker, he played in the middle, and he played a defensive end. He was the target of everyone's offensive scheme in the district. Find a way to stop this young man. Our MVP for the entire season was Mr. Cody McCafferty. I'd like to congratulate everyone on their awards and a great season, and we are looking forward to an even better 2020. Now it's time for middle school boys basketball and Coach Matthew McReynolds.
Coach McReynolds here with the boys middle school basketball. Appreciate it, Coach, for the opportunity to talk about my guys. You know, the outcome, wins and losses, might not have been the most ideal for us, but as a coach, you got to be proud of your guys, because from the beginning of the season to the end, I saw progress every single day, every single week that we came out. Our guys worked hard, and they will become better men for the effort that they put into the year. And so props to you guys, man. You guys fought tooth and nail, and you made us coaches proud. Now, my MVP, most valuable player, goes to Mr. Aiden Hoffman. Aiden, man, when he played well, the team played well. We rose with his play. So he gets the unanimous MVP award. Our offensive player of the year goes to Mr. Paxton Scaff. Defensive player, Mr. Jax Pounds. And our most improved, Cashton Selby. Now, when Cashton came, I don't know if he had ever even touched the basketball before. I don't know. You might have to ask him. But by the end of the year, he could do it all. He played every position, anywhere on the court, anywhere we needed him to go, he would do it. Most improved, Cashton Selby. Coaches Award, we got 2 of them. First goes to effort, Mr. Aman Singh. Now, between those whistles, Aman gave it everything he had. And you got to have guys like that on every single team. Man, he made us better every day. Last but not least, for energy, Mr. Callahan Huber also gets the Coaches Award. He came enthusiastic, energized, and practices were never dull when Callahan was on the court. So with that, we're going to pass that on to girls varsity basketball, and Coach Minter, take it away.
So I wanted to say congratulations to our Lady Eagles for a great season together. I know that we didn't accomplish all the goals that we set out to in the beginning, but as we talked about as the season progressed, that it was really more about the journey that we got to experience together as coaches and you girls as players on the team. And so Coach Brad and I were and have been always pleased with being able to be a part of your lives. And so this season has been a lot of fun for us just to get to know you better, especially having new girls, new freshmen on the team. And so it's just been bittersweet to see our 2 seniors go with Julia and Bree, but we appreciate you girls given the leadership that you demonstrated on the court. And thank you, Bree, for sticking it out with us for 4 years. Julia, we had the privilege of having you for 3 years, and so really thank you girls for all that you put into this season. Again, the season we were plagued with injuries, sickness, and so it didn't quite unfold the way that we wanted it to, but nonetheless, we really enjoyed all the time that we got to spend with the girls, and so really looking forward to having a turnaround next season and hopefully avoid some of the stuff we had, the obstacles we faced this year. And so looking forward to what next year holds for the Lady Eagle basketball team. As far as district awards were concerned, honorable mention went to Hattie Minter and Brianna Klee. And so I want to say congratulations to you 2 girls on that. And then second team all district went to Julia Davis. And so very proud of her effort on the floor, did a great job this year for us. As far as the HCA Coaches Awards, most improved goes to Jordan Davis. Jordan really turned a corner again this year for us and did some great stuff for us on the court. Started scoring more, which is something we really needed. Demonstrated a fearlessness, which is also something we needed out of her at the guard position. And so she really stepped her game up this year, and proud of the player that she's developing into. And so thankfully we'll have Jordan back next year, and look forward to seeing her and what she can do out there on the court for herself and for the team. Our Coaches Award goes to Adrian Hughes. Adrian was new to us this year, and Adrian was pretty new to the game, but she is a player that stayed every day after practice and wanted to shoot and ask questions and wanted to know how she could get better, and just gave her all, not only in practice, but every time that she was able to go into a game, she just got after it. And so we're super proud of the effort that Adrian gave us out there this year, and just hopefully she'll want to come back and play some more next year and continue to improve. But really appreciate her attitude, was always encouraging to the rest of the team, and just thankful for the spirit that she displayed out there on the court for us. And then our most valuable player this year goes to Julia Davis. Julia just on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively, set the tone and just never quits. And so we're just proud of the player that she's turned into over these past several years with us. And Julia, your effort was oftentimes noticed by the opposing coaches, and they always commented about you and just the heart that you showed out there. And so just want to say well done, and that we're proud of you, and thank you for all the time that you gave us, and really working hard both academically and out there on the court for us. You did a great job this year, and couldn't be prouder of the effort that you put in. And so Coach Brad and I love you girls, moms and dads. Thanks for getting them to the practices and helping us out in that respect, and just appreciate your support through this season. And again, we love you and are thankful for the time that we got to spend with your daughters. And so with that, I am going to turn this over to the boys basketball program and Coach Nevins. Thanks again, girls, and look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Coach Nevins here. I'm here to present for the boys varsity basketball team. Man, what a crazy season was this year. Had some key returners coming back, had some JV players that were coming up that we were looking forward to contributing. Had a newcomer that we didn't know much about, but ended up being a great addition. And then also had a returner from the season. Somebody that hadn't played since their freshman year came back, and to be truthful, the coaches and I myself were not super sure of what we were going to get out of this person, and talking to the coaches after the season wouldn't have been what it was without this person joining. So, we started out looking good, started out, with the coaches thinking that there might be something to the season, something really good that HCA hadn't seen in a while. An injury derailed some of the hope with that. But we ended up fighting back. We had some great wins, followed usually by some brutal losses. But to make it to the playoffs was massive for this group. And then to win in the playoffs and the way we did was something that I don't think anybody on the team, anybody associated with the team, any of the coaches, anybody's ever going to forget. So a great season, a great finish to this season, and so a group that I will never forget, to be honest. Okay, so for our awards this year, first off, I want to start with our all-district selections. For the 2-3A all-district second team selection, we had Naru Witherspoon, and we also had Cody McCafferty. And for first team all-district for the 2-3A group, we had Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. Okay, also for the district, we had the Offensive Player of the Year that went to Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. And for second team all-state, we also had Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. A really, really, really cool list of awards. Okay, for the Coaches Awards here. These were all voted on by the coaches. Not an easy decision on any of these. There's going to be some guys left out that contributed in a massive way. But we could only choose a few of you guys. So first, the MVP of the basketball season this year goes to Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. Shocked. The Offensive Player of the Year. This is the newcomer that we were excited to have. It's an honor coaching this guy too, and hopefully we get you back, Mr. Naru Witherspoon. For Defensive Player of the Year, hey, this guy's a lockdown defender. We could put him on anyone, any of the other team's best player. In practice, when we did defensive drills one-on-one, he was the one that could pretty much stop anyone, guard, post, anybody. That goes to Mr. Davis Kano. Our most improved player, a lot of raw talent here. Improved a lot from the beginning of the year, and improved in demeanor and improved in confidence a lot by the end of the season too. The most improved goes to Mr. Miles McGaffin. And we have 2 Coaches Awards this year, and you'll see why we have the second one for sure. For the first Coach Award, we have adaptability. This guy from day one of freshman year all the way to now has done anything we have asked of him. This guy has stepped in every single role from guard to post, from telling him to never shoot from the outside to this year to shoot, and every time he touched the ball from the outside. This guy's been a massive get for our basketball program. Even though this guy's a football player, he's turned into a heck of a basketball player. And this year's award, Coaches Award for Adaptability, goes to Mr. Cody McCafferty. And for our last Coaches Award, this Coaches Award goes to a young man, and the title of this award is the Attitude Award. This guy would have played a massive role in this year's program. Would have loved to sit on the outside and jack up as many threes as possible. Was unable to because of some surgery that he ended up having to get. But he ended up coming to every single game and filming every single game for us for the entire year. He was there as a moral support for the guys. And this is another young man that I'll never forget. A good friend of mine. The Coaches Award for Attitude goes to Mr. Peyton Scalf. And that's going to do it for the HCA Awards. I believe Coach Mac's going to come, not to my house, but come on next and have some closing comments. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach Nevins, and congratulations to the varsity boys basketball team on a great season. Now it's time for the Eagle and Lady Eagle Awards. Each year, HCA gives the Eagle and Lady Eagle Award to outstanding student athletes who have demonstrated excellence in athletics, academics, character, leadership, school pride, school loyalty, and in daily testimony. This year, the Lady Eagle Award has been given to Miss Brianna Klee. And the Eagle Award is going to Mr. Carson Biggerstaff. Congratulations to you both. It's about time to close out the award ceremony, but first we have some thank yous we have to get to. We'd like to thank our fabulous Booster Club for all that they do, from concessions to uniform support, community poster. Our Booster Club is among the best. I'd like to thank Miss Jennifer Vansel for her football concessions volunteer work, the Vandal family for all they do during basketball season. I'd like to thank all the parents out there that wash uniforms, get students and athletes to practices on time, pick them up, make sure they're fed. We all know that we couldn't do this without the volunteer work of the parents and everything that they do. All the miles traveled between basketball, football, volleyball. Thank you for coming out in support. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. This year's football sponsor, Tucker Roofing Systems. Volleyball sponsors, Town Square Mortgage and Elston Eye Care. And of course, our basketball sponsor this year, the good people of Texas Health Rockwall, for all they've done. We'd like to thank the voice of the Eagles, Mr. Joey Biggerstaff, and his friend, Mr. Aubrey Mayfield, for toting audio equipment between all of our rented venues and making sure that everyone in the stands knows who the Eagles are and what's going on in the games. We'd like to thank Mrs. Biggerstaff and Mrs. McAvoy for their time during high school basketball at the scorer's table, the numerous parents at middle school games that make their way over to the scorer's table so that those game operations can continue, our fabulous lines people during volleyball. We'd like to thank them. We would like to thank all of our middle school volleyball parents, all of our continued support staff that comes to the games, that helps us take the gate, gather t-shirt information. Every little bit helps us run the athletic department here at Heritage Christian Academy, and we are extremely thankful for all that you do. The last group we'd like to thank is our talented group of young men and young women in the class of 2020. We all know that your seasons and year did not end the way that you had hoped. However, we are all still with you. We are all still praying for you. We are all still wishing you the best in all your future endeavors, in whatever they may be. We wish you continued success, and we wish and pray that God will continue to bless you in all that you do. Well, folks, that's the end of the 2019-2020 athletic year. Congratulations to all the teams for all their successes and all the individuals that garnered awards throughout the year. Thank you, and we'll be ready and stronger in 2020-2021. Thank you.